I'd like to show you how to make a quick and easy function box. Now, function boxes are great at virtually any grade level, from second grade all the way up through algebra or even geometry in high school. So this is a simple box that I have wrapped. I've wrapped the outside. It just makes it look a little bit nicer, and I've written function box across the top of it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape a regular envelope. I'm just going to tape this to the back of my function box like so, and this will hold my function in it. Now I'm using just regular old index cards. These index cards can change depending on what grade level your child is. Now my daughter's in second grade and she could use a little help with addition. Right now they're adding 10. So I have a function here, plus 10. I've written it on both sides because we would play this as a game that we would do together. So we would say plus 10, and I'm going to put this here in my function box, and this way if I'm looking at her I can see her, and she would be sitting right here where I am. So I would give her a number. I would give her, say, the number 1. And I'm going to put this number inside the function box. Now that reminds me, I forgot to cut a hole inside my box. We have to have a hole on the inside so we can put a number in. It will go through the function and she will give me the number out the other side. Now parents, this is where you really need to come in. It's just not safe for a second grader to be handling a box cutter. So, we have our box cutter here. If your child's been helping you create this box, which is simply a matter of covering it, and wants to help further, you can have them draw a straight line where you're going to cut the box. You can use a ruler or a simple measuring square, and you just need to make sure that your line you cut is going to be large enough to put an index card through. So I'm going to err on the side of caution and make mine long. You need to be very careful when using box cutters. So now I haven't just cut a slit, I've actually cut a hole. That way it's easier for her to put a number in. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. It does not have to be in the same spot. So now we can really begin our game. So, if I have plus 10, or rather I would be my daughter, so she has plus 10 as the function, I would hand her a card. I'd hand her, say, a 2. So we put the 2 in, and what she's going to do is she's going to take this 2 and think 2 plus 10. What is 2 plus 10? You can either have a stack of cards already written, or you can give her a pencil and some of these index cards which I've cut, so that I put a 2 in, she did the function plus 10, and coming out the other side, she will hand me the number 12. This is a fun way to practice facts. So basic addition is where I would start with this for a second grader. If you have a third grader, instead of adding 10, your function's going to look a little different. You might be multiplying, say multiplying by 3. So you would simply make a new function. I like to write the function on both sides of the index card. That way both she and I can see this. I'm going to place my function up, or she'll put her function up, and then we will begin the game. So, I might give her the number 3. I'm going to stick the number in. She'll think 3 times 3, and she should give me the number 9. What's great about a function box is you can continue to use this through the years. Now you have a student in 5th grade where the functions are getting more complex. Here we have the function 2x plus 4. So we will put this in our function box. So this is going to be the function that your child will be using. If they stick a number 5 in, we're going to put the number 5 in, and your child's going to have to think, okay, 2x plus 4. 5 is my x. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 5 plus 4. And what would be really great is if you have some scratch paper in here that your child can use. See, as a parent, I won't be able to see what they're doing, so they have a little privacy and they can kind of play a game with it as they're trying to figure out what the correct answer is. So they would go 2 times 5 is 10, plus 4 is 14. And so they should give the answer of 14. Now, one more part of our function box is kind of fun and a little tricky is to go the opposite way. Up until now, we've stuck an x in, it went through a function, it spit out a y. Our x is our input, our y is our output. But what if you don't know the input, but rather only the output? So, if we are multiplying a number by 3, our function is times 3. And let's say that the number we were given is 15. So this time we're putting a number in. So in essence, our child is having to go backwards. They're going to say, okay, 15 is what was spit out. So what goes in? Something times 3 is 15. And they're going to have to figure, and hopefully they will be able to know that the x was 5. 5 times 3 equals 15. So with this function box, you can keep it through the years. It can be used in the beginning for simple addition and subtraction. As they get older and progress through school, multiplication and division, and eventually, even in algebra, you can begin using more complex numbers. So a function box is a fun way to interact and practice your math facts with your child. Okay?